Welcome back, friends. Episode 17 of Between the Swings with your hosts, Kyle Jones and Alex Beaverson. On this episode, we're going to talk about our L's for Autism update. We've wrapped up a year-long campaign of raising funds for Ernie Els and his wonderful fundraising campaign for autism. We'll talk about Overseed and where we're at in week 2, what this season brings different than years before, and what we're trying to do to fight that. We'll talk about opening day, expectations, and welcoming guests back from all across the nation. We'll talk about frustrating or difficult rounds of golf and how a golfer can manage the constant challenge of embracing the moments while performing below expectations. We'll wrap it up with another hot find of the week from our dear friend Alex Beaverson. And then we'll meet you again on the next episode. Friends, thank you for joining us.
That's right.
Alex, how are you today?
Good. I just, one of the many joys of being an assistant GM is being able to hire people. And I had an interview with somebody today, and it's always fun when they ask questions and say, hey, why do you work here? What do you tell me about the organization? What's the track like? And we kind of get to spout out why we love the course and remind ourselves why I got into golf, which is kind of like this podcast.
Yeah.
Weekly reminders of the good stuff, baby.
Yeah, cool to go straight from that interview into this podcast.
Yeah,
That's
think
cool.
so. I think so. Whether or not it works out or not, it's beside the point. It's just like being able to chat with people about their love for the game and yada, yada, yada. So it's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
So
we introduced in April to our listeners, to all golfers and guests at Superstition Springs, the 2024 campaign for L's for Autism.
Yeah.
Right. Arcus Golf across the nation. We do a roundup for autism, asking guests to round up at the counter to the nearest dollar in support of this charity. Right. It's a global foundation advancing, what people with challenges like autism can do when they're given the right environment and right tools.
Yeah.
So phenomenal campaign. April kicked it off. We continued with fundraising efforts just about every month after that.
Yep.
And it ended on September 30th. And just on the 29th of September, we broke the $15,000 mark, which happened to be our exact goal for the campaign.
yeah.
It happens to be the only 3 of Arcus's golf courses hit this mark. So unbelievable achievement, something to be proud of. 3 of 67. You and I made the decision that this is something we had within our reach, something we had the ability to do, something we wanted to accomplish. So talk to me a little bit from your perspective, what this means to you.
Well, there's something about making a goal and then reaching it. Because in life, me and you are goal-oriented people. We set goals for just about everything, as we should, and that's good. And some of those goals just kind of go to the wayside. You move on, you miss them. And then some of those goals you hit, and this is one we hit. And so I remember the text went out. I was like, we hit the goal or whatever, and constant updates. I think we did this one right. Constant updates throughout. Arcus even set up for us like different, step goals. Like if you raise this much, if you raise this much, if you raise this much. And so, I look back and like, we did this one right from a leadership standpoint. Now for me personally, this was something we locked arms with early on, and like me and you, and said, let's figure out how to do this because the incentives are awesome because we believe in the cause. You said something like you have raised more money every year that you've been a general manager, year over year. And so you want to do that again. That's a little personal goal that you've had as a GM. So I feel like it's not going to hit me till I think me and you are lucky enough to be able to go to Florida and do this L's for Autism like moment and play golf there. It's going to hit me differently then. But from right now, it's like, man, I think I'm feeling it as a leader that like we did something awesome.
Yeah. You mentioned something that is important to me. Every year that I've had impact on a facility, I've set a goal to try and do better than the year before.
Yeah.
And it, we have a starting goal of $1,000, right? $1,000 across 30 days. Don't think that takes crazy amount of effort when you're doing a roundup initiative. And then just had a goal of trying to double that, right? 2,000 or 2,500. And then it got to $5,000. Last year was likely just around that 5,000, maybe $5,700 mark. So just with your intention, you have a little bit of a fundraising background, which we leaned on that. Just what are some tactics and habits that we can build to be successful? And we applied the right energy to match our intention, right? You and I have a personal mission statement here at Superstition Springs to create a lively event calendar that impacts the community in a way that's unexpectedly us.
Yeah.
And what I'm proud of is the fact that being number 3 out of 67 is absolutely unexpected of Superstition Springs.
Totally.
Right? Here we are, just middle of the class, daily fee, public golf course, everybody can attend. We have very high-end country clubs running galas to try and raise funds for this. And we're able to match or maybe even beat some of those golf courses.
Wild.
So that's a really big deal, right? Use what we have, apply intention, and exceed something or achieve something that no one else in our level has really achieved before. So that's what I'm proud of.
Yeah. And, for those of you listening, and you've participated in something like this with us, you gave money to someone on a par 3, you rounded up at the counter, you donated in order to win a driver at one point, whatever the case is, thank you. You're a part of a much bigger story beyond just here at Super. You're a part of like an L's for Autism national mission to bring awareness and continue to help, those who are a little underprivileged that, we don't understand. So thank you for real. But I love that. I love the tie to the bigger story. Much bigger than like even a local charity. I love local charities, but this is like has national reach. There's something really cool Arcus has partnered in, and that we get to, have a little part in 2023, 2024 season together and helping this L's for Autism like foundation thrive.
Oh yeah. As soon as we turn the calendar, we'll also, start our efforts right back up again for 2025. So we're excited to continue that partnership. And that was really just wrapping up our golf season on a super high end note, right? Saturday the 28th was our Superintendent's Revenge. Last day of the season, 29th, we grabbed the last few donations. And then we're closed come Monday, September 30th. We've got water on to water all of the brand new seed that we've just dropped since the moment golfers stop on Saturday afternoon, the 28th.
Yep.
We have a team going out there to drop seed on all of the areas that we have marked to seed for overseed. And a little bit of feedback, Superstition has about 140 acres of irrigated turf, and we choose to overseed 75 acres of that.
Yeah.
Right. So just about 50% or just over 50% of the acreage that we play golf on or that we irrigate with water, of course, we are overseeding with ryegrass or with Poa trivialis, which is our greens grass. So this year is quite a bit different than normal, right? So it's hot. It's still 105 plus every single day. It's not cooling down at night whatsoever. We know that Bermuda grass goes dormant when soil temperature is below 67 degrees. And we need we need nighttime temperatures to go below 67 in order for that to happen. Our opening night of October 13th is going to be like 68, 69, 70 degrees. So right when we open up, it's finally cold enough for that Bermuda grass to start cooling off.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? All of the cool season grass that we dropped now 8-9 days ago, it's competing with Bermuda grass, which is growing rapidly, which normally when we've dropped our seed, it's cool enough to where that Bermuda grass is not outgrowing or growing faster than the other grasses around. So it's different. To give you quick numbers, Poa triv germinates in 7 to 10 days. So we went out on our golf course yesterday on day 7 and we look at each other and we're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
It's Monday. We have golfers on Sunday, just 6 days away. Like, we're concerned, right? I'm not a POA Triv expert. I understand other grasses a little bit better. What I am seeing on my greens is way more Bermuda grass that's healthier, it's longer, it's stronger. So my concern is, how are we going to battle those things, right? Luckily, we go back out there today and boom, 10, 20% growth, right? So massive changes in every 24 hours. So really no major reason to be concerned there.
Yeah.
We'll get our first mow on Thursday, which is day 10, the last day of germination. Ryegrass is a little bit different. Ryegrass takes about 4 to 6 days for that seed to germinate, but ryegrass will grow straight up and down and doesn't pop up super quick. So what it takes is about 10 days to reach 60% coverage. There's times in years past where it's cold, when on day 10, you're at 60% coverage. When you open up, you're about 90, 95% coverage.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to be at 100% coverage because we have Bermuda grass in all of those areas. But what does it mean in November or December when it starts to get cold again, when that Bermuda grass is normally gone during overseed? So different tips and tricks that we're going to have to try. We'll talk about those too, but it's a very different overseed process from really any year I've been involved with in the last 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, overseed, I've not been a part of it for 6 years. I just have last year to go off of. But overseed's this like unique time that Arizona courses, most of them, you get a spring clean, a little fall clean, get ready for the season, but then you just kind of cross your arms and watch grass grow and hope that it's growing the right ways that you are planning on it. Early on, you said, we're feeling the effects now of decisions agronomically that were made 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And so now we're asking questions of, what does this current situation look like with this Bermuda and rye coming in together, and what is that going to look like in November? How is like this weather that's happening now going to affect us at our first frost and these types of things, which is a fascinating thing to think about. We're feeling the effects of overseed and weather and all that, and as we watch the grass grow based on decisions that were made a while ago, right? It's not like we can expect the greens to change or whatever, grass to grow better and faster tomorrow. We need to make those decisions now on how to affect us in 10 days from now, or, at least we're still 6 days out from overseed. But we had some fun conversations on the course yesterday as we drove, asking questions about taking pictures of the the greens, like, is this okay? Maybe it's too soon to panic. Maybe we're rightfully panicking. You don't know. We're just asking questions to prompt, hopefully, more questions or change if it needs to happen, which is, it's a fascinating agronomical, axiom, is how to ask questions now to affect us 10 days from now or whatever. So anyway, 6 overseeds for you, you said?
Yeah.
6
I've been
overseeds.
in Arizona for 6 overseeds. It's a crazy process because as much as you're still just making a plan and executing that plan, and weather's going to do its thing.
Yeah.
Superstitions in a floodplain. We've talked about that a lot. I've had 2 overseeds at Superstition and 1 at Coco, heavily impacted by rain and flooding.
Didn't you, you put grass down at Coco once?
Seed.
You started to put seed
put
down.
seed down.
Rain came, effed everything up.
Washed it out.
And then you had to re-put seed down again.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, all of that costs money and time.
$25,000, $30,000.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it was probably $25,000, and it was probably 30%. Probably an extra 30% of what our budget is. Yeah, just every sloped area that year we opened up and it was just balding, right? It just looked very, very thin. So the cool thing this year that I guess is a good thing.
Totally.
It's kind of terrifying me because I'm thinking long term is we have too much grass. We have grass that we don't expect this time of the year, that we know, once it is 60 degrees, 55 degrees every single night in November, December, that's going to check out and go away. Well, what's our golf course going to look like then?
Totally.
We're normally expecting near perfect conditions because all the ryegrass is gone. October's not supposed to be 105.
Yeah.
Right? In years past, we normally have rain. We normally flood. We haven't had rain in a long time, and we don't have any rain in the forecast coming up. So
totally.
it's so different. It's so unique. So causes us to panic a little bit. But great news is we're not necessarily thinking that opening day or the first couple of days are going to be terrible, because we have all of this Bermuda grass to fill in areas that maybe the ryegrass hasn't grown in yet. There's Bermuda grass right there. So we'll open up in really good shape on Sunday.
Yeah. So Sunday, 13th, we open up again at Superstition. Come and play some golf, but know that it's just post overseed. What expectations do you have as the GM for what does that post overseed week or 2 weeks look like?
I think everyone expects cart path only, right? Yep. The common golfer, avid golfer, first 2 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on your superintendent, it's cart path only, right? And a lot of that is depending on your weather growing. How are things looking? We have ours tentatively set for the 3 to 4 week mark. So first week of November, we're planning on coming off cart path only. Yep. Please expect that for the first 2 weeks to a minimum. The other thing that I would say is knowing that ryegrass does not do well in these hot temperatures. Our practice is going to be to keep all of our mow heights higher all around the golf course, right? So the putting green is going to be a little bit higher than normal. If it is low, there's a lot more sun and heat that's going to attack the ryegrass that's coming in just underneath the Bermuda grass that currently exists. Excuse me, I need to correct myself. For greens, it's Poa-triv, right? It's Poa-triv. Same thing is happening there where there's Bermuda grass that's growing really, really well. Poa-triv is coming in underneath it. So as that Poa-triv strengthens and gets stronger, we'll really start to lower mow heights. So for the first week, maybe even 10 days, we do have to protect the long-term health of the greens by keeping our mow heights higher, right? Once we get about 3 or 4 mows on the golf course, which could be opening day, could be a day or two after opening day, we're going to have to go out there and attack the Bermuda grass with some growth suppressant, right? So just go out there on the areas that we really need the ryegrass to come in. We can slow down the growth of the Bermuda grass, so all of the available sunshine, water, nutrients, it's being taken by the grass that we want to take it. So it's an interesting game when you've got growing conditions like you have right now. Yeah.
And we, all year round, we have to navigate cart traffic. We don't, that's why it's cart path only. We need to make sure that golfers are off the course in specific areas. Then when we open it up, we call it 90 degrees. We want people to stay on the cart, and it's pretty much 90 degrees all the time. But we need to maintain a healthy course balance by ensuring that grass can grow in. Yesterday, I had someone call the course and, hey, when you guys open up? I said the 13th. I said, just so you're aware, if it'll be cart path only. And the guy on the other line was like, oh yeah, I'm expecting that. I said, thank God, because some people, they don't want to play golf if it's cart path only. And he proceeds to say, like, I would much rather have the course look and feel good. So if I need to be on cart path for a month, then I'm happy to do that. And just like that statement was like, oh, he gets it. Yeah. He understands Arizona golf. He understands, the benefit of staying off the actual turf for quite some time as it grows in. And at the end of the call, I was like, thanks for that perspective. We'll be excited to see on the 13th, and they're stoked to come out. But with that being said, that's something that we have to consider for sure when we open up again.
Great point too. I mean, I think that allows you and I as leaders to sit in the seat or, put on the shoes of our guest, right? So we apply intention and obsess over even the words that we put in the cart sign welcome letter.
That's right.
And it'll explain those same exact things. Thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be cart path only for these reasons. Come back and join us again after this date, post cart path only, and you're going to see that you are investing in this property with us. So thank you so much for caring about this property alongside us.
They're investing in the property with us, which
100%.
My challenge to those people who are listening: enjoy cart path only for what it is, because it's only lasts for so long. When you call a golf course, it's cart path only. It's their intention to maintain that turf, which is a big value. It's a value to you. It's a value to us. Plus, not often do you get to walk to your balls. Little exercise in there. So find the positive in the cart path only, and
bring 3 clubs. You got to kind of throw the wind up and guess your distance. It's challenging. It's a little fun. I understand for those that just can't walk to their ball. We will get the golf course open as soon as we possibly can for those golfers. But no, man, I'm so excited to have golfers back on property, to welcome people back from all across the country. And that's what the season is for us, right? Summer is us hanging out with an Arizona resident, and in season, we flip the script and change identities, and we change this temporary or part-time visitor, whether they're here for 3 to 6 months as our winter visitor, primarily from the Midwest or Canada, or maybe even just a short-term trip like a bachelor or birthday party in the beginning of the year. That's really what drives Superstition, and it's just so exciting for us to close down, put on all our makeup, change our clothes, decide what the team uniform is going to be, and we will open back up. It's like walking into school your senior year,
exactly.
Right? It's like just you have all the confidence in the world. You've got your outfit picked out. Everything is planned ahead for you. And now we're ready to rock, right?
Yeah.
So opening day on Sunday, share your thoughts.
Last year you came in, it's so excited. I was like, how excited do I need to be here? Like, are we still like growing our grass? Is this like legit opening day? And I think it hit me about 2 days later last year. I was like, oh, this is it. This is the moment, because we've turned the page. What the playbook is, what it is, and now we're just running it, So I'm excited for opening day, man. I'm excited to call myself a leader at this golf course when we open up from Overseed, and be proud of it. You know what I'm saying? That's that feeling I have. Being proud of something. I'm going to wake up that morning like, I'm proud of the work we've done. At least I hope I'll be there. Right now we're in the middle of the work, but I think I'm going to be proud of us. I think I'm going to be excited for what's to come and continue to see our golf course thrive.
Yeah, and I think you should be proud, right? I think we should both be proud. I think what I'm proud of is we're just not letting the golf course fail, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
it is a challenging overseed, and you, myself, and Joe Cons, our superintendent, and my direct leader, Chilo Mendoza, and regional support, Mike Moffitt. I mean, we are communicating like crazy, right?
Yep.
And looping in all the other GMs and all the other superintendents. It's like, we're having the October that's trying to be like June or July.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing? How can we ensure that the people who are choosing us, the people who are trusting in us, we're asking and answering the right questions, right? So it's been a challenge, but we're doing what needs to be done, and that's fun. It's something fun to be proud of.
Yeah, for sure. Well, something I'm not so proud of, speaking of that, is I shot very, very poorly when I played golf recently at one of the Arizona's finest courses. And me and you went through a very real time between the swings moment. So that the constant tension golfers feel, those of you who are golf to play well, which we all do, you have an expectation of your score, and then you get done playing and the expectation, like you didn't match that expectation. It's a bit rough sometimes. So we played an amazing golf course up in Flagstaff called Forest Highlands. Shout out to them for getting us out there. Super fun. Top 2, 3 Arizona golf course. I mean, fantastic conditions, not a blade of grass out of position. We go and play this golf course, and I didn't play so hot. You didn't play so hot.
No, I stunk it up.
Yeah.
I stunk it up in a beautiful setting, and I definitely wish I played better. I feel like I would have enjoyed it maybe a tiny bit more. But no, I think there was a quick change of mindset just to be like, hey, don't forget where you are, because if you're upset about how you're playing, you're not going to embrace the moments and remember this unbelievable place.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a beautifully curated property, one of the most exquisite private clubs in Arizona, and the fact that it's tucked away in the pines of Flagstaff, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. It was fantastic. I think you and I both.
I mean, I wasn't expecting to shoot my best round ever. I just wanted to have enough good shots and holes, and I see a score at the end of the day that I was like, yeah, this was fun. Like I went out, I played some G, I embraced the moments, all that. But it's so funny when your score dictates your happiness or your love of the game.
Right.
It's true. Those things exist. But I in real time was like, man, why am I not? I think there's a couple holes. I had a great time. I played with my best friends. We went out there. We talked golf. We talked management. We had all this stuff. But there's a couple holes out there where I was like, why am I not enjoying this as much as I should? And I hate to admit it, my score wasn't that great. And I think it came down to that. And so like in real time, I'm being real here. I had to learn how to embrace the moments.
Yeah. No, that's important.
Yeah.
Right. To be able to go out there and separate that, because the romance is still there.
Yeah.
No matter how you're performing, the romance is still there. The ability to find peace, to embrace the moments, to connect with this, constant desire to chase perfection, both in the game and maybe in another location outside of the game in your life right now. It's constant out there on the golf course. And I think it's important that we try and find certain times or build habits in our game of golf to step away from the game, right? Mm-hmm. Break away from the score. Don't realize what's going on. That's something that I was more grateful for. What I ended up being grateful for was not the worst score that I've shot in probably 6 to 10 years. I shot an 87. I think you and I might have lost a dozen golf balls together.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I might have lost 5 or 6.
Totally.
I think you're pretty close to the same.
I was there. I mean, we were feeding the course for sure. We're donating balls back.
Yeah, and the one thing we were told by our good friend, our dear golf professional, Steph Moffitt, was, hey, just keep it in play. You and I didn't keep it in play. And so it was very, very difficult. So, to go up there, there's still this romance happening. And so I kind of switch gears and tried to embrace the romance side of it and then let the golf swing just kind of happen. It's like, you know what? Forget about the consequence, because you're already playing like crap anyways. So why is your expectation there? Change your expectation just to the remaining time that you have on this amazing golf course, and the time that you have to slow down and have conversations or sip on a drink or have a stogie or whatever it is that you do to embrace the moments. That's still out there regardless of how you're playing. So what I was grateful for was it wasn't until after we finished that I started counting and realized how high that I had scored. Whereas in a good round of golf, I traditionally know pretty darn close to where I'm at in relationship to par when I'm out on the golf course. It could be because I can't count that high, or it could just be because I was
you haven't had to in 6 years.
I haven't had to count that high. I only count maybe bogey or double bogey every once in a while. I don't count double bogeys that many times. What the heck? No, it was awesome. I'm grateful for you to bring this up, because that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I was very frustrated on the front nine, and I look back and really enjoyed the day. But I think the reason why I enjoyed the day is because the score surprised me at the end.
Sure.
And that's kind of a good thing.
It's kind of a good, I think so too. And it was funny because we were kind of laughing before this. One man's trash is another man's treasure type of idea. Like producer Blake was like, I shot the best freaking round of my life. Like he had and I think you guys shot like the same score or whatever.
Same exact score.
Same score. And you walked away kind of head down. He walked away head high. And when you think about that, it like changes your perspective to go, you never know like how the round of golf can impact somebody, or you don't know just your expectations going in. It's the classic, like you've seen the videos like, hey, what do you think you're going to shoot today? I'm going to shoot even par. And then the next clip is like, I shot 105 and the dude's passed out in the bushes because he needed too many drinks to get over himself a little bit or whatever. So it's just also funny, the, expectations, how they can impact your round when you're out there, and to walk out, having not low expectations, rightful expectations, and find the moments between the swings. That's the goal right there.
Yeah. I also want to talk about like expectations on the golf course and handicaps.
For sure.
I'm a legit 2 handicap right now, and you're a legit 6 handicap.
Yes.
And those were horrible rounds of golf for us.
Yeah.
And we just could not find the center of the club face and make the golf ball fly the way that we wanted to fly. So when someone has a handicap and they say that I'm a 2, I'm a 6, I'm a certain number, that's number of strokes over par for 18 holes of golf
that you have potential of getting.
That's your potential, right? It's not your average, it's your playing ability. And when you talk about playing ability, it's what could Kyle or Alex go and shoot today if their game shows up?
Yeah.
right? So I should only be shooting my exact handicap 2 over par, maybe 25, 30% of the time. So, there'll be plenty of rounds that are over, maybe a couple rounds that are sprinkled under, but it's definitely your playing ability because of how it's calculated, right? If you've got 30 scores, it's taking your best 10 or 20. It's okay to have 87s or 85s or 82s or whatever it is for you where you're at in your playing ability. Those rounds don't need to define how much you enjoyed the round. Let it come, let it go, because it's all part of your score, right? Your handicap is not your average. It's your playing ability, your top performance. So know that. That's what you're striving for every time. And that's pretty important to know too.
For sure. I mean, that's a huge perspective shift regarding handicap. A lot of people, they do just think it's their average. They're like, I've shot this a couple times, especially people who just do a stated handicap. But that handicap system is very important to help you understand what you could shoot at a golf course if you're playing to not your highest potential, but because like you said, there may be days that I shoot better than a 6 handicap. So like deep down, I feel like I have a higher playing potential than my handicap. But that being said, that's your good potential at this course.
Yeah, it's a good point, right? It's a good point. I go 87 that round to 76, 74 right after it, right? So 4 over, 2 over. So it's definitely... Don't let bad rounds get you down. Bad rounds. Yeah. Embrace the moment. Have fun. You'll get out there and you'll have a good round again. It's all okay. Because at the end, it's the next shot that you got to hit, and that's all that matters.
I know. I'm gonna combat a bad round of golf with a good round of golf. You and our dear buddy Steph went out to a local golf course, 2-man scrambled, and shot a 58.
Mm-hmm. 13 under par 71.
Yes, 13 under par, which we were kind of on cloud 9 because me and my playing part, it was a 2-man scramble best ball. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. We brought in one hole that participated in the best ball, so we ended up winning the tournament. So bad rounds, good rounds, they all happen, everything in between. And it was fun. That was a fun one too.
It was awesome. Yeah. So it was 2-person scramble, and then you took the best ball of the 2 teams.
Yeah. So then me and my team, we had another scramble. We played.
You guys made a birdie on the par 3, number 8. We sent you guys a text. Hey, we just need you to make birdie on a couple par 3s because we didn't make a lot of birdies on par 3s. Yeah, we played unbelievably good. We shot 13 under par, the 2 of us. Your 1 under got us to 1 under on the hole we needed, got us to 14 under total. And we beat some of we bested some of our fellow golf course compatriots in the East Valley. So what that means is we actually get to host the next one in April.
Yeah, that's right. It's about time.
We'll host it as the defending champs and have a ton of fun with that East Valley Cup.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we are bringing back the hot find of the week. We like talking a little bit about golf culture and what's coming up, what's around. I got one for us this week.
Yes.
I got something. So it's not even a golf thing, which kind of makes it fun. If my hot find of the week is an Instagram that I found that I have fallen in love with, and this is what it's called. Where is it? It's called This and a Beer.
I love that.
It's called This and a Beer.
So good.
And it's virtually amazing pictures of things. And it says this and a beer. Like it's a picture of a dude on a boat. And it just says this and a beer. Like I want this and a beer. And
producer B will flash some of these images.
Flash some of these images around. I love this one. It's this dude standing behind a fire, and it just says this and a beer, and he's like stoking a fire. And you swipe right. The next one is a golf course, and it's the greenskeeper mowing the lawn, and it just says this and a beer. And it hit me in that moment. I was like, this is why I love the game of golf. So. Yeah, spend some time closing your eyes, imagining the sprinklers coming on in the morning. You have a tee time set. The tee time's at 9 a.m. You're going out there with some buddies. The hot find of the week is this and a beer.
Embrace the moment with this and a beer. That's fantastic.
That's good.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Be well, friends. I hope you find a moment to celebrate and embrace the moments between the swings.